If something's artistic, it must be intrinsic. This blush and this lipstick is not. It's now.
So I am Deidre Mack, 29 years old. I have a business, or businesses that I have. Operated for 4 years now. Studied in this industry, beauty industry specifically, for 3 years, and then been working ever since. So majority is what I know is business and the beauty industry. So within the business, yes, I offer different beauty services, such as like manicures, pedicures, waxing, lash extensions, permanent makeup, the works, facials. Other businesses the other business that I do have is selling of perfume. So technically, it still kind of falls into that.
I mean, like you gotta look beautiful and smell nice.
Exactly.
Like
Gotta
those two
always
things
smell
kind of
good.
go together.
Have to.
Otherwise, like, it's like,
Yeah.
hey, what's going on?
Yes. No balance.
But what you need? Do you need to know you're beautiful?
Okay, and then there's perfumes and.
Well, in the business, that's the other business that I do, selling of perfumes. And then what we do within the business, I collaborate with other women as well. So women in business that want to sell anything, such as candles that we have, scented candles. We have leggings or tights, like gym tights that we have. That is it so far.
I bought essential oils from you, though.
Yes, you did.
And so that's also another thing.
So that I sell within the business.
That you sell within the business. Yeah. Okay. Cool. I think that's about as far as I've gone. Like I said last time, like, I don't know about doing my nails yet.
Why?
Or doing what? Okay. What do guys? How many guys do you service?
It's a handful. It's not a lot. I would think maybe it's because of the setup. So, for example, if you take a barber, it's more appealing to a man than what it is to a woman.
Okay.
So, I can maybe ask you that question. How would you feel if you decided to come and do your nails or a manicure, and there's just a group of women, and you're the only man here?
That's a great question. First of all, already, walking in the door, it's a very nice place that you've got.
Thank you.
And like maybe, in fact, we should like go around and see everything else, because I'm sure you can't see what's going on back there. But yeah. It's a very nice place, and so obviously the way it's set up is very feminine. I think the moment I walked in here, I felt like maybe I'm, I might have been lost if I was, looking for, where I was going. If it was a barber shop or whatever, I'd be like, definitely, this is not the barber shop. So I know I probably feel a bit out of place.
Yes.
To be fair, but I don't know. I don't know if it's about there being a bunch of females. Females are great, but I should probably try it. I should probably try it honestly at least once, and then take it from there. Honestly,
I think it's just it's a mindset thing, and it's how you grew up or what was introduced to you. So for me, it's like when I was a little girl, maybe in primary school, so school holidays, my mom and myself would go do our nails. So it's something that I was used to, where if she had to do that with my brother, maybe he would be also comfortable doing his nails and wouldn't care what anybody else thinks. So I think it's just what you've been exposed to and what you're comfortable as an individual. So it doesn't really boil down to a male or a female thing.
Okay.
And once again, it's also about society.
That's another conversation.
That's another conversation for another day, I guess. I guess.
Okay, but like just touch on it. Let's not go
too deep.
Do you think there's actual pressure, like explicit pressure, like do not stay away? Do you think that's the case?
Times have changed. So I feel like society, yes, definitely has a major impact of one's way of doing things in life. So I think with the beauty industry specifically, I feel now it's kind of eased down because now men are not afraid to show that side to them, because now it's more about, men need to show their feelings and cry, etc., etc. So I feel now men are more expressive and also willing to try these things, where I feel society might still have that pressure impact in terms of not doing it, is the fact that now we have more gays and lesbians that are taking over that part of it. So I feel now it's been shifted, like, okay, this is only for a gay guy or a lesbian. So I feel it's a catch-22. But I feel like it boils down to you as an individual. How do you feel about it, and not what society thinks about it?
Okay, so you decided instead of going to work for someone,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna start my own thing. Why? Why is that?
Well, ever since I went into or thought of going into the industry, I've always wanted my own business. It's always been a dream. In what? When I was in primary school, had no idea. And then studying and all of that, working, it was great. It was good. But I felt a void, like this is not where I needed to be. And always feeling that I needed to grow, I needed to expand. Like I felt stuck. And just also working for somebody for me is a challenge, I don't know why I felt that way. I still don't know why I felt that way, but I just felt it difficult. I just felt going to work every day was a mission, and it was not just the environment, it wasn't just the people, it was just a mission. And then when I decided this is what I wanted to do, went in headstrong, and like up till today, yes, I have challenges, but I'm happy.
Yeah.
I'm able to deal with the challenges.
How are those challenges like? And obviously, basically the whole journey. How have they impacted your growth?
Yo, a
Like
lot.
from before, taking yourself from before you started any of this to now, how has it helped you?
So many ways. So when I was young girl, or in primary school, I had a low self-esteem. Or actually, growing up until I had my business, low self-esteem. So for me, this having my own business has forced me to grow. It has forced me to be confident. It's forced me to build character. You understand? So for me, it just made me stronger, and wiser, and yeah, I think it just mainly just to overcome that self-esteem and overcome the low self-esteem, because when I was working for somebody else, I would hide behind being professional. So who you get to meet as a therapist was not who I really was. So if you had to take me out of my uniform and take me out of the work environment, complete different person. So now I've built the courage to actually bring that part out of me, and that's who I am on a daily now. So besides being professional, like it's now who I am. I'm able to walk up to a stranger now and have a random conversation. Before it was just like, oh, never. So for me, it's definitely build character, definitely boost my self-esteem. Yeah.
That's actually that's a great point, man. Like I think I've always thought about it.
Yeah.
That it's either the person you are at work, or the person you need to be at home, because you're more sociable and kind and focused at work than you are at home, or vice versa, because for whatever reason. And so I guess there is that divide, but I'm curious to know like what did the professionalism, like you were saying beforehand, used to hide behind, let's say, the uniform or the role you were playing in someone else's company, but why? Like, was it your doing or is it the expectation?
I think it's both, a little bit of both, because on my end, like my doing is because I know for a fact I won't be able to walk up to a person as like being myself and offer my help or assistance. Whereas I had to tell myself and build the courage to be like, listen, I have to do this. And that's where the work comes in, because working in our environment, you have to portray a certain image. So when that certain image takes place, it's more you're dressing the part, you're wearing the makeup, your hair's a certain way, you can't have long nails. So there's a lot of protocols that you have to follow.
Why now? Do you put this crayon to your eye?
So maybe that's the reason why I would hide behind that character back then. Yeah.
Okay. And so, suppose then in a parallel universe, you step out of this and you go back into that role you were hiding, when you were hiding yourself. How do you think you'd be in that same position now?
Now, it will be so natural for me. Well, it is natural for me now.
Okay.
Google. Yes, like pat on the shoulder, like well done. It will be very natural. It will be very authentic and very real.
Okay. So whereas, I'm just trying to think of an example, whereas before, say I'm a client of yours, I might come in, you might speak to me only about whatever, our interaction is about here. I'm here to get my oils and leave. You're like, oh no, this oil does this oil does that. And now you might open up and have a general conversation.
It's exactly what we had when you did come and fetch the oils. We like literally covered a few topics. Yeah. So back then, it's this is what you want, this is what you need, here's the information, and get out of my face kind of situation. Like I don't want to talk to anybody else. Let's go. So for example, with me as well, like a few people know this, that literally a week after I opened doors, my dad passed away. So it was like the toughest for me. It was like hard. But when I came back to work, it's like because of who I really am, I'm really a kind person. I don't take my bad days and bad vibes on the next person, because that's really unfair and that's not who I am. So for me, the person that walks in, there's a smile on my face. I'm greeting you as if I'm on top of the world. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, for me also, it's like now everybody's going through something. So what's worse for me to dump everything on you when you coming here to dump everything on us? You understand? So for me, it's just like I'm being real. Every day that you see me is not going to be a different Deidre. This is what you get.
Yeah, that's hectic though. So I mean, a week you said, a week after you opened doors, your dad passed.
Yeah.
You went through some things, obviously, and what was that process? What did you go through, and what did you come up with after having processed that loss?
I think like anybody that goes through things, that life becomes negative. So for me in the beginning, it was like a lot of negative thoughts, like, okay, maybe I should shut it down. Maybe this is not for me. You get into your head and start telling yourself like, okay, I was not made for this, But honestly, something inside of me literally allowed me to overcome that negativity. So I was able to just push through and see the good in it. At the end of the day, my parents also invested in the business. So for me, it's like, okay, now I can't let him down, So I kind of added a little bit of pressure to myself, but at the end of the day, like where I'm standing, like 4 years later, we're still standing, and it's a great achievement. But the death of my dad has made me stronger. That's why I said, like, whatever business challenges that might come or is still coming or have overcome, it's just made me stronger. I don't mind it. Like, it just makes you stronger.
Yeah. No,
it has
I
to.
think, I mean, I haven't necessarily experienced that.
No.
I haven't lost my parents, so I don't know, that kind of thing and having to deal with that. And so, even though I commend you for doing what you did, because generally negative thoughts alone without a loss can really take you off your track.
100%.
So now that's like 100-fold now. Like your dad passed. So I do commend you.
Thank you
for this achievement, because hey man, it's difficult enough as it is.
It is.
So like I said, I really do. I don't know who actually comes in here that I tell about this place, but since the time I did come, I was just like, you know what, my girlfriend is the one person I did tell, and
yes,
she knows I told her. She knows I told her.
yes,
But
awesome.
that's just to say that I do like even admire that step that you took. It's not easy to start your own thing, So, what's the most like rewarding part of this?
The rewarding part is seeing what you do or how you uplift every person that comes in here. Because for me, it's not just about doing a treatment and not just about painting nails or doing lashes. It's how it makes that next person feel. And I was part of it, and for us, it's not just a client. They become friends. They become like family, So for me, it's just building different bonds and different relationships with different women, majority. And some men. Let's not leave them out before we get into trouble. So we built relationships, and people become family, So for me, it's just how I make the next person feel, and I'm part of making them feel a little bit lighter from whatever they're going through,
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's amazing. They become friends. Okay, so I was about to exclude myself, and you said and men.
Yes.
So if I come here to like do my lashes after like 3 or 4 weeks, I can come for lunch or something like that.
Why not?
Like
that.
Yeah,
I mean, obviously, it takes time for us, especially if it's a new person. I'm not just gonna be
I'm
like,
an old person. Like I met you in like 2000 and
I
something.
know.
I'm an old person.
Yeah.
So we need to like fast check this thing.
Yeah.
Right. So I come here, I do my lashes, and then we have like a big family.
Literally,
lunch.
that's what we want. That's what we want. Yeah.
And lastly, I think, as you know, anyway, I have decided that I'm gonna answer my calling, which I feel that I should have known a long time ago what it was. I didn't understand how it really went beyond just making music, because doing anything it's the same, like if you want food, you go to a restaurant, which means you get food.
Yeah.
But there must be more to it, otherwise what's the point, right? Because I can cook at home. Why wouldn't I just cook at home? I'm going to a restaurant because of what they stand for, what they bring to the table. Yes, I knew I had the gift, or I'll call it a gift. But I was like, but why? What's the point?
Yeah.
What exactly am I going to do that's meaningful with this thing? And so I figured that due to the kind of subject matter that I like to engage, I might be able to, say something important. And that's what brings me here. And I was like, I've got a song called Maskara, like Maskara with a K, because I feel like makeup is a mask in a way, and people hide behind that sometimes. But like, men are toxic. You can't let them talk about subjects on their own without engaging a female on such things.
Is this brave fart coming from a man, boy? Hardy hard. It don't really mean shit.
So I had my male, feelings about the subject, and I decided to put it out there and open it up for discussion because it's very easy for a song to get lost in the airwaves. It's more like, oh, what's popular, but it wasn't always like that. And I've always enjoyed music that actually moves you towards something, either a conversation or exploring something, or music has helped me navigate emotions. It's helped me do a lot of things, and so I felt that if I were able to do it in such a way that it does the same for someone else, then it would be meaningful. It just took me a long time to figure it out. And so, do you wear makeup?
Yes, I do.
You do? Oh,
yeah. You see? Okay. Never mind. Yes. Okay. I never used to wear makeup, but because of the industry that I went into, unfortunately, I had to. It wasn't optional.
Okay.
So I was technically, I don't use the word forced, but it was an obligation for me to wear makeup due to the image they were trying to portray. So it's been a daily thing. So it was a Monday to Sunday kind of situation, and then working as well, same thing. So unfortunately, it has become part of my everyday life.
So do you use makeup or does it use you?
I use makeup. Yeah.
Scenario, now we're going to a scenario, hypothetical situation.
I don't like it when men do hypotheticals, but anyway.
You know what? You know why men have, let me tell
you something.
It's not safe. Okay? Like, men are not trying to get snapped. Okay, like for every single statement.
Yeah.
And so they gotta be like, what if you have to start with the hypothetical just in case you get a good answer.
Okay.
And then you can be like, oh yeah, no, actually what I wanted to say was this.
Yeah.
So hypothetically, you're going on a date and it's the first date. Would you go without me?
No.
No?
No, I don't think so. That's only if I had the skin that I had prior to college. Because back then I could literally just wear powder and not foundation and just walk out there.
Foundation, okay, wait. Powder?
Powder.
What's the purpose of powder?
Powder is for people that literally just want a very gentle cover, whereas foundation is more of a cream texture, so it covers up more.
Okay.
So yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So it's more like the thickness, so to speak, or how dense you want the application to be.
Yeah, technically.
Okay, that's cool.
Sorry, going back to your question, I'm gonna answer your question. So going on a first date, I would wear makeup now, just because as I mentioned, my imperfection. So
guys, you get guys that are just like really wholesome,
Yeah, look, times have changed.
Some people actually don't mind. Some people like it that like you came here with your, to use the word you use, imperfections. Like it's not as bad as the word sounds to me. Okay, let me speak for me, but I know people.
Okay, let me ask you a question then.
Yeah.
Would you, when you go on a date, whether it's the first time, you're always gonna put on the best outfit.
Okay.
Right?
Fair.
So that means that you're trying to make some sort of impression.
Fair.
You're gonna put cologne on.
Fair.
To smell good. It's an impression.
Fair.
So for me personally, other people might beg to differ, but for me personally, it's just a form of showing that I've made effort.
Okay.
I mean, how would you feel first date and I come in like something?
Sweatpants.
Yeah. It's just on the show and my hair not even done.
Fair enough.
So I think it just boils down, from that perspective, it just boils down to just making a good impression and giving the look, just the, what's the word, just to show that you've made effort on coming to the stage.
I get it. It's not that I don't get it, right? But it's sort of like we might get lost in that because it's like, okay, at what point then do you feel comfortable, enough to not wear it around me? Because maybe now you might get into the mindset that I have to keep up appearances now, which is not the case. If you're being intimate with someone, I'm sure, it definitely gets to that point where you're just like, oof,
whatever.
I am tired, like not today.
Yeah.
So at what point, I think my point is, it might, if we are not using it and it's using us, we might get to the point where we feel that I always have to do this in order to keep up appearances and maintain that standard that I set in the beginning. Whereas sometimes all I want to see is just you, and that's where the song came from, without trying to defend myself too much. Word. But that's where the song came from. Let's listen to okay, well, you're gonna listen to the song.
Okay.
And then we'll take it from there.
Awesome.
got my mascara, and it's looking much better. But if you look into my eyes, then I won't tell you lies.
I like it. It's a dope song. No, it is. It is. No, it is.
Okay. And now it's your turn. Fire away.
I feel like your view is from the pressures of society. And I think that's why I see why you think the way you think.
Okay.
So today's woman, is like you said now, some people can't leave their house without makeup, even if they're going to the shop just down the road. It's only because of what society and social media has planted in our heads and how life needs to be.
Okay.
So I wasn't offended by the song at all.
You weren't offended?
No, I wasn't. No.
Like, I need you to say that a bit louder.
I personally wasn't offended by the song.
You asked me earlier what made me write the song, right? It was a conversation. It came from a conversation I was having, with the person I was dating at the time, and that conversation was the first time I decided, let me go and check out what people in general have to say about this. My opinion won't be the only the final say on the matter, because we all know men are toxic, so we can't just speak. We must go do your research,
definitely
find out what's going on, and then speak. That's why we use hypotheticals a lot, because we haven't done research yet.
No, but there's a way of asking, though. There's a way of without hypotheticals. There's a way.
You need to teach me that way.
Definitely.
Because I'm pretty sure by now that's a triggering word. Like the moment you hear hypothetical, you're like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, here we go again.
Here we go.
Yeah.
Like, just come out and say it.
Yeah.
Okay, that means it's not working anymore. So,
you guys are very strategic.
We have to be.
No.
Do you know how bad it is to grow up with the fear of having to be the one to approach first? Like that's the burden of a man. Like you always have to be the one faced with the first move. So you, from that moment when you're first trying to, approach somebody, you're like, how am I going to do this? And that's where the strategic mind starts. It started when I was like 10 or something.
Oh, wow.
Then you learn the word hypothetical. Then that's when
just
you
what you go with.
graduated.
Wow.
Like when you graduate from boy to man is when you learn the word hypothetical.
Oh, wow. We need to advance the studies here.
The last thing
Yes.
I'm going to ask of you is, I don't know where I put these cards, but anyway, I'm going to get out these I printed like some of the lines on the song.
Okay.
And then you're going to choose one at random. And then you're going to read what that line says from the song. And you're going to respond to that line.
Sure.
Or two or three.
Interesting. I love games.
This is kind of like a game, right?
Yeah.
I think it's fun. It would have been nice if there was a wager, like put on a face of makeup if you lose something.
That would be great. Like, or do manicure.
Let's mix this up. Mix it up. Hopefully it doesn't have soils on it. A lot of soils on this one. Damn.
Just explains your frustration. What's up? White girl's known for powder. Now she's bronzing up. But she'll never use the word I ain't dark enough. Like I said, things has changed. So I feel maybe the people that you, to be specific, the white people that you are hanging around with, maybe. Like, there's no bad vibes here. I'm trying not to get attacked. Like there's white people that want to be darker. That's why they tan. That's why they use tanning lotions and bronzing stuff, because they want to get darker. So it's mainly based for those white people that are very pale. They would want to have some sort of color. So I might not agree with that one.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, thank you. That's perfect.
Yes.
And wrap it up.
Awesome.
It's been great, man. Thanks
Thank
so much.
you.
Can I give you a hug?
Yes.
That's amazing.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.